Hey, look, man. So I have heard it all. You guys gotta get a y'all gotta get a load of this. So reaction: black woman saying, hey, I don't date black men anymore. Here's why. Let's see if we can sit through this.
A little bit about me before we get into this video. I'm clearly a melanated woman or black woman, and I'm extremely independent. I've been living alone since I was 22 years old. I'm college educated. I have a career in corporate America. I have a very healthy income. I'm able to provide everything that I want for myself. I have no debt, and I live in a very high cost of living area, and I do this all by myself with ease. I take care of myself. These, by virtue, would peg me as the stereotypical black woman, except for the fact that I'm not obese, because that is what these crazy black men try to say is black women are undesirable, they're obese, they don't take care of themselves, they have nasty attitudes, which I have a badass attitude as well. So, like I said, I definitely fall into the stereotype of.
So we're gonna start here. So she's already laying the groundwork for how not eligible she is to really be dating. You have a bad attitude. Nobody wants to date you regardless of what race. You sound, just to be honest, you sound more of a problem, or something that I would have to deal with, right? Also, you seem really happy about having a bad attitude, and that's given like a lot of 12-year-old schoolgirl kind of. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back into it, man.
A undesirable black woman. However, none of that stops me from dating and choosing very consciously to not and never again date black men. And I have a little list here, which only took me about 3 seconds to put together, of why I don't date black men. Now, the first reason is because they're extremely
Stop it right before she says what she says. What you just said, bad attitude and different things like that. Stuff like bad attitude is not gonna stop you from dating. You're gonna still be able to date. It's gonna stop you from dating successfully. I don't know where you want to go with dating. I don't know if you want to get married. I don't know what the story is for you. But because everybody got to walk their own path. So I'm not sure what your plan is. I never met you, but I can tell you this: if you're problematic, relationships won't last. They'll start like a motherfucker. Like that's 100%. We're gonna start relationships, but from what I'm hearing right now, regardless of who you're dating, you're not gonna either finish the dating part where the relationship happens, or if you do, you can get far, you can go long. I'm throwing you a pass and you gotta run it to the end zone. You can go long, but you might not make it to the end zone. The end zone might not last. You know what I'm saying? Doing the work, fixing whatever daddy issues you might have. I smell daddy issues a mile away here. So anything with that'll help. Let's get back into it.
Insecure.
If you've seen my last video, then you know how I talked about black people, melanated people victimizing themselves to white people is not a flex. It's not something that is respectable. It's not something that's dignified. It's not really something that's going to help you propel and move forward in your life. I've never dated a black man that didn't talk about his
experience as a black man
and talk about how
the man is always trying to keep him down.
And it's so sickening. It's disgusting. And it's my experience dating every single black man that I've dated. They've always talked about how their experience as a black man in America is one that is filled with hatred and racism, I guess. Although secretly, I believe every single black man would find themselves at a higher status if they actually had dated or was in a relationship with a woman of non-color. But that's really neither here nor there. I really hope that black men find their preferences away from black women so that they can continue to level up and do them and go about their merry way and be great.
I don't know if that was a reach. or what that was, but we do, black men do fine with black women on their arm. Don't listen to those passport bros on that regard. Like, they get out there, they go do their thing, they go have fun in other countries, they meet women, hopefully not like you. That's never right. It's neither here nor there, but let's push. If you love black people, if you love black women, if you love black men, let's push that for you. Let's not try to get you to run off, right?
Another topic in the being insecure, I noticed that black men are really crabs in a bucket. Black men just can't stand to see someone doing better than them. They're very jealous and insecure as well. I don't know what this stems from. Regardless though, instead of uplifting people, they want to bring them down and knock them down a peg to where they feel that they can be on top of whoever it is that they're dealing with. And I've noticed this amongst black men that I don't even date. Black men who are supposed to be my mentors. Black men who are supposed to be leaders. As soon as it comes down to them being challenged in any way, when it comes down to them being questioned in any way, they need to throw their authority and force it onto me, in my experience, or whoever it is that is a black woman. They just want to keep a black woman down and keep a black woman in her place. Now, the next reason why I don't date black men is because they're just too feminine. I'm going to be honest with you. Extremely feminine, lazy. Black men are just lazy as hell. They're hella unhealthy. They die.
Black men, black men are extremely unfeminine in that we don't know how to nurture. We don't tend to nurture. And it should be a skill that everybody, man and woman, knows, right? So when we talk about masculinity and femininity and different things like that, I think what a lot of divisive women do is they basically they say feminine, and under feminine they just insert things that I don't want you to do. It's never anything that they actually think that's actually feminine. It's always like, you were too argumentative, or you took longer to get dressed than I did yesterday. How come you're always at the barbershop getting your hair done? Just stupid stuff that don't make no sense, right? Again, that whole world is so small. When you're actually dating with purpose and you get married, that's poor thing. She's extremely intelligent. It's just she's using her gift of communication. She communicates extremely well. Probably too much. Meaning she probably difficult. Meaning she said she's mouthy, right? So a man or a woman mouthy is not anybody wants. I mean, let's keep it a buck. When I say mouthy, I mean picking at everything, has a issue with everything, opinion about this, opinion about that. I don't like that. Why'd you do that? Do this, that type of stuff, right? Because if you're mouthy and you're giving affirmations, right? We want that. That's what we want. I like to see it, right? But this, I hate to see it. Poor thing, I hate to see it. When you, again, father or no father, I'm not sure what she's got going on. There's daddy issues somewhere in it. It's textbook. As a black man, this is what we see often. This is textbook. Daddy issues for sure. I'm not sure how many black friends she has, like if she grew up with many black friends, and I don't know. Let's find out. Let's shut up assuming. Let's find out.
I'm very young because they don't take care of their health. I get up and I go to the gym at 5 o'clock, 5:30 most mornings. On weekends, I'm at the gym when it opens, 8 o'clock. I don't ever see black men in the gym. Now, granted, I live in San Diego, so there may not be that many black men in general, but there are still some percentage. I shouldn't be the only black person in the gym or the only one of two black people in the gym. I see so many black men walking around looking like they have one foot in the grave and one hand in the chicken bucket. And it's really unattractive. I don't need to be canoodling. I don't need to be cooperating. I don't need to be associated with any man that can't take care of his health. And again, from all the black men that I dated, whether they were skinny, whether they were bigger, they just did not take care of themselves. And it's unattractive. I can't date them. Too feminine, in addition to being lazy. A black man's masculinity is not inherent. They're not masculine because they embody the qualities of masculinity, like being strong, like being organized, planners, like being disciplined. No. Black men are masculine relative to women.
Let's stop it right there. So we're watching a woman determine what masculinity is, right? This is what I always say, right? Not in everybody word can be read it out of the, you can read it out of the dictionary and that's the actual meaning of the word. But when you talk about masculinity, right? We talk about, can a woman make a man a man? You teach a boy how to be a man. No. Can a man teach a little girl how to be a woman? The only thing we can do, right, when we talk about femininity is we can say these are the things that I consider to be feminine, right? Feminine traits. There are some, there's some traits that maybe you normally see to be, feminine or masculine. There's certain traits, right? Meaning that they're like the popular traits that people talk about. Yeah, all day, right? There's that all day. But in reality, what it takes to be a woman, like femininity and all that, that's kind of something that women have to dabble in because it has to do with being a woman, right? And also, let's also be honest, like I said before, there are some feminine traits that you're going to want in a man and a woman. You're not going to only want it in women, right? So everything she just listed off, those are things those aren't masculine things. Those are things she looks for in a mate. Simple as that. That's a prime example. Let's throw an example out there, right? There's things I think are feminine, right? How a woman walks. Look at that. How she moves her body and all that when she walks. I look at that. How she talks. Does she use her hands when she talks? How does she use her hands? What does she get her nails and feet done, right? Does she take care of her nails and feet? Different things like that. Her hair, right? All of those things are not necessarily feminine things per se, because a man can go get a pedicure, manicure, get his hair done and all that, right? So what you end up having to do is you end up having to take gender away from it. And you have to say, maybe these are the things that I've known women to do. And these are the things that I would like out of a woman. These are the things that I consider feminine. And that's perfectly fine. At that point in time, you're able to make sense of it. But a lot of this stuff isn't, like everything she listed was unisex. Nothing had to do with femininity or masculine. In fact, a planner, women are better planners than men. They use more of their brain. Part of their brain that has to do with planning is a lot bigger, a lot more used rather than it is for men. You get what I mean? So again, you got to be cautious of the terminology used. If you want a feminine woman, scratch that and just say, I want a woman that has these traits. And that'll be that. Because if she's a nurturer, that's considered feminine, right? But also, you don't want a man that just doesn't nurture, right? If a man voices his opinion, that's sassy, that's feminine, right? No, it's a man voicing his opinion. Man that can't talk, I don't know. Let's get it.
For example, black men's favorite line to say about black women is that
They're too independent.
too independent relative to who, babe? To you, babe? To the black men that say that black women are too independent. They don't live alone. They don't own anything. They're in hella debt. They're living paycheck to paycheck. Yet they turn around and they look at a black woman who has all of these things going for herself, and they want to take her down, again, a peg to their level because they're insecure. But really going back to this masculinity versus femininity thing, which I think is kind of hogwash anyways, black men are very well known for expecting women to submit to them and listen to them, and you can't argue with them. You are to be seen and not heard, and it's just really not the way that the world works. They expect that when you say something that you need to believe it because they said it and because they're a man. Negating or brushing under the rug all of the other factors that they don't have going for them, that makes it so that it's very hard to trust even what they're saying or to listen to their advice. Because why would you take advice from someone who you don't want to switch places with? I wouldn't do that. And that's why I'm the typical undesirable black woman. In the eyes of a black man, of course. Moving on to the third reason why I do not date black men anymore. I'm never going to date black men anymore because, I mean, after 10 or so, I'm pretty much going to take the L. When I'm seeing these same qualities in all of them, and I'm seeing these same qualities in my elders, and I'm seeing these same qualities in people who are supposed to be mentoring me, people who are my peers, it's a loss. Like, I'm not interested, right? So, unmotivated. They're just extremely unmotivated. And it kind of goes back to that crab in a bucket thing. If you try to motivate them, they're not accountable. They don't hold themselves accountable to their health, to their wealth, to their well-being, but they also don't let you hold them accountable. Like, say you set a goal or have something that you want to accomplish with a black man, you will be the one who's pulling all of the weight in that. And when you end up getting results and he doesn't, again, he just wants to bring you down a notch. The demotivation of being with a black man, interacting with a black man, being romantically involved with a black man is very contagious, actually. And I'm not going to say the point of this video is to get black women to not date black men, but I'm just telling you that that's why I don't do it. Because in my experience, when I take a step back and I observe what's been going on, I'm just so, and have been so happy and fulfilled just not dealing with them. To the next point of being unmotivated, they expect recognition for doing the bare fucking minimum.
I got a college degree. I have my own place. I have blah, 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 blah.
Okay, and? Like, overall, I feel that black men, when it comes to the whole like range of men and the whole spectrum of men being from on an axis, and you have the lowest level of men and then you have the highest level of men, I feel like black men are at the very lowest. And I don't mean this to be racist. I mean, how could I be racist? I'm melanated, right? Black people can't be racist against black people.
All skin folk ain't kinfolk. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. I don't know who she is under the skin. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. I do like that she's voicing her opinion. I'm gonna be honest. I do like that she's voicing her opinion. Do I like what she's saying? No. Because it's ignorant. I've been there. I felt the way before. You know what I mean? When it came to black women, but I put myself around different black women. I was blessed enough to put myself around different types of black women, right? And not a lot of people have the ability to put themselves in front of different versions of the, different, because we're not a monolith, right? We're thousands of different people every mile you go, right? So I think in reality, this is a good lesson, a good example of probably daddy issues and and making sure that you're picking the right type of person that you're dating. That's the biggest. As I like looking, like I'm married now, right? Looking back to a black woman, looking back, I can see like where I picked wrong, and I could see how I started getting better at it. I think she thinks she's stepping up. I'm not sure. I'm gonna just come out and just say this. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not saying she's gonna watch this. If this is your way of looking at black men, when you date outside your race, you'll find, as most people, this is just assuming that you don't have, a shit ton of hate in your heart, but you're gonna find that men are men. Men are men. She was talking about how men like to have a pat on the back about going to college and getting a degree or whatever. I remember she started her video by telling us all that, right? I don't know why. I mean, there could have been a purpose. She could be thinking about something that some guy's gonna say in the comments. I don't know. But let's be honest. Yeah, we treat it as a big deal just in black society, regardless of who goes to college or who doesn't. I don't know how tapped in she is with black society. I'm not sure who she hangs out with. I'm not sure if she has her finger on the pulse. None of my business. But it's giving tone deaf. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on these days. See, this is disheartening, sure, especially when it's not true. Just based off of somebody's 10. They said she dated 10 black men. That's what they're saying. I was reading the comments. 10 black men she dated, and this is what she got from 10. A lot of people have dated 10 people by the time they hit college. Very, very small, very, very short amount of living that, unless you did years and years and years of dating with, I don't know. Let's get back to it.
But I'm saying it to be speaking my truth of my observations. And this is not a divestment video. This is not
oh, ladies, you need to go and you need to date outside your race because these other men are so much better.
No. This is just to say, though, that the whole idea and the propaganda for black women to involve themselves, to dedicate their life to black love, and to always hold a black man down, and to always worship a black man, and to always see a black man as your provider, as your protector, as your leader, when he doesn't fulfill any of those roles, when he doesn't tick any of those boxes, is strictly that. It's
propaganda.
It's all words, no action. It's lip service. It's just not true. And I'm speaking just from my experience in dating them and saying that's why I will never date them again. Yes, the whole entire race, that whole entire category of men, they can no longer access me. Now, I am going to conclude this video with what the next steps are for me and what the
big loss, fellas. And we can no longer access her. I don't know what we're gonna, I don't know what to do. We keep losing women like this. We might end up happy or something. We gotta really fix this.
The next steps have been for me. I've only dated pretty much foreign men since 2021. The last black guy that I dated was in 2021, and he was the weirdest. He was actually adopted by white people, funny enough. So he sounded like this, and he was telling me just super like, ugh. He was saying that when he was in high school, his parents sent him to boarding school, and I said, why did they send you to boarding school? Because I was a little shit. And he literally sounded like that. I'm not one to talk about someone sounding nerdy and goofy, because I sound very nerdy and goofy myself, but that voice was just too goofy. Anyways, like I said, ever since 2021, and we're now in 2024, I have not dated black men, and I've only dated foreign men because maybe I'm a passport girl. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you're a coon. Keep going.
I like dating different cultures though, because I just don't experience the insecurity. And I also really love nerds. Like, I only date engineers. Kind of cool engineers, but engineers.
They make black engineers too. Black women and black men. Engineers come in black too. Come in all different colors. Like, you know, like if you go into a store and you buy a t-shirt, they come in black too. So.
Nonetheless. And they just don't have that level of insecurity. Maybe because they're not black. Maybe because they have very good incomes. Maybe because they can afford to take me on a date and I don't.
Black men, plenty of black men have good incomes and plenty of black men are not insecure.
End up putting out, it's not like they spent their last meal money for the year. It's not like they're at a loss. They're fine. You know what I mean? I didn't have that experience with black men. They just seem to be very,
I don't care about your job. I don't care that you live in this place. I don't care about any of this stuff.
when at the end of the day, they totally fucking cared about everything that I had going on for myself, because it made them look at themselves and realize that they wasn't popping big shit. It made them realize that they not the bomb. They not even a spark that lights the motherfucking flame.
So, did you just catch the last 2 seconds of that? I'm not gonna lie to you. You could usually tell. If I'm honest, like, you could usually tell when that person does not have the sauce. So again, I see the hair up. I love how the hair is up, doing your thing, whatever. You look like you date black men. Or maybe you want to look more Afrocentric in hopes that it attracts everybody else other than black men. I don't know what the story is. But hair's up, wrapped up nice, cool, right? But your vernacular and how you talk, it looks like it hurts when you speak slang. It looks like it's like not comfortable. It does not give, this is how I can talk a lot of the times. Like, and you seem very comfortable when you're being rude. Like when you're talking shit, you seem very comfortable. Like you get paid to do it. I don't know. I gotta look at more of the channel. I'm probably on this. Let's get it.
Dating me is not very easy. I'm mouthy. I have an attitude. I'm independent. I'm responsible. I'm an adult. I'm not trying to be your mama. You can't sit up in here and sit up on my teat. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't date black men. Should you?
So dating me is not easy. I'm mouthy, all this type of stuff, right? That's code for it's difficult to date me, right? If it's difficult to date you, then you're going to have a difficult time dating, and people aren't going to want to date you. You're going to bring out the worst in people, right? If you are an argumentative guy and you hit women, probably not going to have great relationship.
As a black woman, date black men? Absolutely. Why not? I want you to experience what you need to experience in life to make the decisions that help you improve your life moving forward. If all of the decisions that you make in life lead you to being involved with black men and that makes you happy in life, then I really love that for you. That's just not been my experience. Now, that's pretty much the finale of this video. I'm Leona Worldwide, and on this channel, we all improve ourselves to inspire those around us to level up and do the same. And of course, if you're a black man, you unfortunately can't sit with me. Actually, I'm not kidding. I don't have a hatred for black men, but I just don't deal with them. I don't see them. I don't interact with them. If I went my whole life without seeing another black man, well, I mean, I do have to see my father every now and again. And let me just take a quick sidebar there. There's been videos that I posted in the past where people comment and just say,
Oh, that's just a fatherless girl.
like, I have a father. Half of my negative experiences of dealing with black men came from my father. He was emotionally, verbally abusive to me and my sister. He was pretty much everything that I described in this video. So trust me, and I have a brother as well. I have seen firsthand, with like kind of researching and observing Black men. Now, if you have different experiences with your parents, if you have a different experience with your brothers, your siblings, whatever, if you have the same experience that I have, then also whatever. But I would love to know what your thoughts are on this video, what your thoughts are on Black women specifically, melanated women specifically, dating Black or melanated men. Are you doing it? Have you done it? What are your thoughts? What are your experiences? Have you experienced these same qualities that I want to avoid in Black men? Or have you experienced something different? Have you experienced a confident, self-assured, secure man? If so, y'all know what to do. I will catch up with y'all in the comments and keep this conversation going. And I hope you take care and stay safe until my next video.
Let's talk about it. So, I'll say this, because I don't want to make this too long. I don't want to make this too long. I'm trying to be quick about this. Self-hate is crazy. We need to, as a society, we have to get more into therapy, right? We have things that happen in our childhood or with our parents that can cause issues. We like to pretend, and we like to play in God's face and say that we don't have anything wrong with us, but those things mess with our relationship. What I just saw was somebody that there's no way that this person was great to everybody she dated. There's no way that those people only have good things to say about dating her. There's no way. And it doesn't matter whether or not they are, it doesn't matter how the relationship went. I can guarantee you that's the case. A lot of times what we do also, and I find it interesting as Black people, men and women, we do this. We get with members of other races and we act a damn fool. Do everything that we wouldn't do for our own people. Paying for meals, or first night giving it up. We're taking. We're letting the other person lead, right? Just different things like that. List goes on. We're accepting, men and women of other races that are easily a 5 out of 10. After we just left an 8 out of 10 of our own race, right? And looks ain't everything, but you get what I'm talking about. We do this a lot, and something tells me that this isn't a far-fetched assumption for this woman, you know what I mean? But I can tell you now, there was a time where I don't think I was great value, a significant other. I wouldn't have been of good value. I think right now for her, she's not really of great value for somebody. Not with her mind, she's not at her fullest dating potential. I think if she got healed, she'd be on point and good to go. But I think right now, and I say this as a person, I don't think this is her. I don't think this is her best life, regardless of who she's dating. What does happen sometimes is when we date outside of our race, that other person takes us when we're at 30%. We gave a member of our own race 75%. We can give this person 30% and they'll be fine with it. A lot of times we're a plaything. A lot of times those guys just want to mess with a Black woman. They want to do their thing with the Black woman. And sometimes, those women just want to do their thing with the Black man. But you also have to be cognizant of whether or not that would ever go anywhere far. A lot of men and women of other races can't even take us home. As educated as she is, as well-spoken as she is, a lot of members of other races can't even take us home because their parents wouldn't allow it. I can name off groups right now that I know for a fact, but we're not going to do that. But you get what I'm saying. So again, if you have self-hatred going on, well, it sounds like she loves herself. She's just not a fan of everybody else that's part of her skin color. Just the men. All of us. There's only 10 of us. There's only 10 of us in the world. She dated all 10. We weren't good enough to be to date a mouthy, rude, hateful, ignorant woman. I guess that's unfortunate for us because we could have really won big. We could have won big, but this is I strived hard not to be the guy version of her. I'm very happy I did that. Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna holla at y'all.